come back and speak. He's been here speaking before, but one thing that's unique about him is that we met him as so-called a negative person. In our field, we have administrators that don't always uplift the kids, and so they're like, you need to meet this kid, James. He'll probably never graduate, but if you could just have him not get in trouble or not get arrested, you know, it'll be fine. So we met him, and I was like, oh, this is James, and he was smiling at us, and here's James now. He can tell you the success. They were wrong.
So my name is James Cameron III. Pretty much, I just want to come tell y'all my story, a little bit of it. Like I said, I met Coach and them when I was, 14? Yeah, 14, been ninth grade at Lanford High School. Like they said, all my life they told me I wouldn't amount to nothing. Said I wanted amount to nothing but telling jokes on the corner and just stuff like that. So for me to persevere and get past this, these are people I looked up to, administrative coaches and stuff, and they just said I wouldn't amount to nothing in life. So, like I said, I struggled when I got out of high school and stuff like that. I knew them most of my life. So then came opportunity like 2019. I was up at Lincoln Land College. I just happened to run into this literally by God. Like I said, God, we literally just ran. I was in the financial aid office, and they're like, "What you doing right now?" I was like, "Man, I didn't know. I was just going. Like I said at that time, I was just going to school. I was getting money back from financial aid, so I'm trying to go that route." So he said, we got opportunity that the mayor was gonna make up a mayor corps. So I was like, working with kids. I was like, I don't know, but I was at McDonald's at the time. So I was like, you know what, I need to go to McDonald's anyway. So I came over here, I came with the mayor corps at first. I really didn't know, like I said, that life, I was still at a crossroads. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I was struggling. I was just trying to be an adult, trying to figure out what it is to be a man and stuff like that. So it was just like the kids really pushed me and the coaches really pushed me to be successful. Because like I said, working with the kids and you talk with them, you can't sit here and tell the kids, go chase your dream, go be successful. And I'm out here not doing nothing with my life. So I said what I'm telling them, I got to apply to myself. And also looking at coaches go for their doctorates, that really motivated me to go back to school and get my education so I can really talk to the kids and be proper. So at first when I came back, it was like I talked to the coaches. I really didn't know. I was like, yeah, I want to go back to school. I want to play football. But it was just like a pipe. I was like, yeah, it's not really going to happen. But once you tell them something, they're going to make it. You know, they're going to do what they can. They're going to make sure, like with the kids, if the kids tell them they want to go do something, they're going to find whatever way possible for them to make it happen. So I started working out with the kids. They ended up getting me into NIA Showcase. I ended up going out there. I was probably one of the top performers down there. I literally had my pick of the little schools I could go to. So I ended up choosing Ottawa just because me and the coaches had a good connection. So I go to Ottawa. It was tough because I really didn't want to leave because like I said, that was my first time being successful in classes. I had coaching them. I had the kids. I had my support system here. So it was really tough. That first winter leaving the kids, because I just spent the whole year with them. Like, we was grinding, we was hustling. Like, I was like, man, I feel like I was leaving, but I had to leave for myself because I had to grow, and I wasn't growing as a human being, as a man or nothing. So I had to grow. But you can always come back. That's what I like to the kids. Just because you leave, you can always come back. People gonna be here. Everybody's still gonna be. The family's still gonna be here. But your opportunity's not always gonna be there. So I had to take a leap of faith, especially going out to middle of Kansas, nowhere. Small town, like smaller than Springfield, got like 10,000. If you take the kids that go to the school out of there, probably like 8,000. So it's really depending on the school. It's a real small town. But going there, it helped me because all you really can do is focus on school. Like, there's really not, Lawrence is like 20 minutes away, but I didn't have a car at first. So it's kind of like, so you would just have to focus on your sport or focus on that. So I felt like going back to school gave me a lot of responsibility. I needed responsibility in my life. I really didn't have too much responsibility in just like some of the challenges I faced while I was out there. I was homeless for like a semester or two. I had to find couch to couch, find the money to pay for the schooling and stuff like that. Just adjusting to, like, I didn't know, like, when I first went to college, I didn't know about Blackboard and stuff like that. I didn't know, like, I'm just thinking I just gotta go to class and that's it. Like, they're gonna give me all my assignments. I didn't understand the online aspect of it, or emailing teachers, or staying after school. So there was a whole part that I was behind on that I had to relearn. So ended up going out there. COVID hit. My first semester, COVID hit. So I'm like, man, it's just not meant to be, you know, because that's like, man, they sent everybody home. I'm back online. Then football, they like, everything got canceled. So I was just like, man, just forget it. And then I kind of lost my money because I'm like, man, we ain't going back to school in the fall. So that kind of got me behind. But I just kind of got like, I got in my head like, man, it's just not meant to be, stuff like that. So I went back for my second semester. I was able to go back second semester. And for me, that was a big achievement because for all my other schools, I only made it a year. I only did it like a year and I transfer out. So for me, after making it 3 semesters, I knew I was like, okay, this is different. This is different for me. So navigating through all those challenges, like I said, I had to go house to house, couch to couch, just still trying to do that. I'm taking trains back and forth from Springfield and Kansas because I didn't have no set, but I still knew I had my dream of graduating. So I was like, it's ugly right now and I'm doing half semesters and I never stopped. I was always moving, I was always crawling, I was always inching my way to my goal. I never tried to be complacent. So if it was a half semester or just take a little class over here or do that, I'm still adding on credits to that. So we get to that, we get to last year. So 2 years ago, I'm about to become a senior. I'm about to become a senior. And where I was living, I finally had an apartment, leasing out, stuff like that. The people I was living with, I came back home because I got a coach. I always tell everybody I come back sometimes for the kids. I always got to get back to them because they helped me with my life. So I told them last time, okay, I'm coming back, but I was still paying my rent. I was still doing all that. While I moved back, they moved somebody else into the apartment and said I had to move out. So this is me going into my senior year, and then I was just like, I wanted to fight it. I wanted to do that, but my mom just said, you know what, just forget about it. So that put me back a year. So this last summer, so I come back here. And I just started working. I started working at Harvest Market. Then I didn't like Harvest Market because I was trying to still take my classes out in Ottawa. And then the schedule they gave me, I said, I can't do my classes and do work. I was like, can you give me morning shifts or something, but I need more time for work. But they said, you know what? They had the GM come talk to me one day. He's like, is there any way we can, I said, no, like I just stood pal. This is the first time I feel like in my life I stood up for myself. I was like, no, I'm not going to forget the money. I just want to, he's like, all right. Came back a day later, they said, we're not going to fire you, but we're going to give you a month and a half off. So I'm like, all right, forget that. So then I do that. I go work at FedEx. I'm getting up at 3 in the morning. I get up at 3 in the morning, 3 to 8, and then I get a job at Spark. So then the job at Spark, I had training. So for a month and a half, I was getting up 2 in the morning. I was going from 2 in the morning to like 7:30, and then I was going from 9 to 5. I was doing that for a whole month. I was doing that for a month and a half, and I was just like, I can't, like, I'm tired. Like I said, it's not, like, you know, and I'm thinking the whole time, I'm supposed to be in school right now. And I'm over here slaving these 2 jobs, really not making money. So it was just like, and then I was kind of thinking, like, I remember I called my teacher, I called my advisor, Pilar. I was like, man, I just to check in on her. She was like, yeah, if you come back, we want you back and all this and that. And I was just like, what? Like, I was just so hyped because I was like, man, I can go back to school. But I just like, I didn't know. And then Spark started, I started making, 22, 23 an hour. At Spark, I was like, oh man, this is good money, I don't need school. But then I got moved to a different house, and then it's just like, then Spark, like, they didn't care about the individuals out there. Like, I really trying to, like, I really want to help them so that they don't need Spark, they don't need to have live with people, they can be independent, and that was never what Spark wanted to do, so I feel like that's that conflict. So then I get the opportunity to move. I talk to my old school. They said, okay, I get everything lined up. But then I get moved back to the house I like. So I'm kind of iffy on if I want to go back to school or not. And then I don't know. I go down to Oklahoma for a wedding. Go down to Oklahoma. Come back. I get into a crash. I flipped like 7, 8 times. Totaled my car out. The only thing I got is this scar right here. Scars like that. So by that, like I said, I used God's message. I went back to school this last year. And this last year was probably one of my hardest, but it was my most rewarding years because I went back to school this fall. We went back to school August. My father ended up dying my first week back in school. So I had to come back here because he left me in charge of everything. So I had to leave, come back here. I had to do a half semester, which I only got to do like I did 2 classes, half semesters. And then this last semester, I had to go back. I took like 23 credit hours one semester, but I was like, I'm going to graduate. And then, so I had to take 23 credit hours, ended up passing everything. I ended up having my best, I ended up finishing this semester with 3.2 GPA, and I passed everything. And then on top of that, now I just got accepted yesterday into my master for forensic psychology. So I say all that to say this, that just because you start out somewhere or you doubt it or you don't believe in yourself or you feel like you're not worthy, God always have a plan for you no matter what. And you just gotta stay believing in yourself. And that's what I'm trying to instill in the kids, that just because you mess up or you feel like you're not worthy, there's still opportunities for you, there's still places for you to be. Like I said, I'm 27, just got my first degree and I'm about to go get my master's. So you can still be a success story even if you don't get it right out of school, or if it take you 10, take you 14, take you 20 years, you can still have a good, successful life and you can still make it. And that's all the test of the coaches and them working with me, because I wouldn't most definitely be here if it wasn't for them. And them working with me, teaching me get to learn from them, me working with them and seeing how they prepare and how they handle life and how they handle different situations and how hard they work. Like I said, they put a lot of hours in. Like they put like 20-hour days and stuff like that don't get documented. I get to see that. I get to see how they interact with all the kids, how they do that, and that helps me become a better man, how I can handle different situations and how I can just view things. So, is there any questions anybody have or anything like that?